Dear students, I hope you're all well. Today we start our new chapter, Respiration in Organisms. So, before starting this chapter, some preference of story type is given here, which will help you to understand this chapter better. One day, Bujo was eagerly waiting to meet his grandparents who were coming to the town after a year. He was in a real hurry as he wanted to receive them at the bus stop. He ran fast and reached the bus stop in a few minutes. He was breathing rapidly. His grandmother asked him why he was breathing so fast. Bujo told her that he came running all the way. But the question got stuck in his mind. He wondered why running makes a person breathe faster. The answer to Bujo's question lies in understanding why we breathe. So now your chapter is start. Breathing is a part of respiration. Let us learn about respiration. Why do we respire? In chapter 2, you learned that all organisms are made of small microscopic units called cells. A cell is the smallest structural and functional unit of an organism. Each cell of an organism performs certain functions such as nutrition, transport, excretion, and reproduction. To perform these functions, the cell needs energy. Even when we are eating, sleeping, or reading, we require energy. But where does this energy come from? Can you say why your parents insist that you should eat regularly? The food has stored energy, which is released during respiration. Therefore, all living organisms respire to get energy from food. During breathing, we breathe in air. You know that air contains oxygen. We breathe out air which is rich in carbon dioxide. The air we breathe is in transported to all parts of our body and ultimately to each cell. In the cells, oxygen in the air helps in the breakdown of food. The process of breakdown of food in the cell with the release of energy is called cellular respiration. So, what it means cellular respiration? Breakdown of food in the cell with the release of energy. Okay, cellular respiration takes place in the cells of all organisms. In the cell, the food or glucose is broken down into carbon dioxide and water using oxygen. When breakdown of glucose occurs with the use of oxygen, it is called aerobic respiration. So, what do we mean by aerobic? As the name suggests, when breakdown of glucose occurs with the use of oxygen. Food can also be broken down without using oxygen. This is called anaerobic respiration. Breakdown of food releases energy. Okay, so you can see that glucose in the presence of oxygen, carbon dioxide, and water is formed and energy released. You should know that there are some organisms such as yeast that can survive in the absence of air. They are called anaerobes. Okay, they get energy through anaerobic respiration. In the absence of oxygen, glucose breaks down into alcohol and carbon dioxide as given below. Okay, as you know that yeast is used in the production of alcohol. So due to this capacity of this is that its capacity that it can be uh, respire without oxygen. Glucose in the absence of oxygen, alcohol, carbon dioxide plus energy will be released. Okay, I hope you already know about yeast are single celled organisms. They respire anaerobically and during this process yield alcohol. They are therefore used to make wine and beer. Our muscle cells can also respire anaerobically but only for a short time. When there is a temporary deficiency of oxygen during heavy exercise, Fast running, cycling, walking for many hours, or heavy weight lifting, the demand for energy is high, but the supply of oxygen to produce the energy is limited. Then anaerobic respiration takes place in the muscle cells to fulfill the demand of energy. In this, glucose, in the absence of oxygen, is converted into lactic acid and energy produced. Okay. During exercise, some muscles may respire anaerobically. Have you ever wondered why you get muscles cramps after heavy exercise? The cramps occurs when muscle cells respire anaerobically. Okay. The partial breakdown of glucose products produces lactic acid. The accumulation of lactic acid causes muscle cramps. We get relief from cramps after a hot water bath or a massage. Can you guess why it is so? Hot water bath or massage improves circulation of blood. As a result, the supply of oxygen to the muscle cells increases. The increases in the supply of oxygen result in the complete breakdown of lactic acid into carbon dioxide and water. So I hope you will be understand till here. Now we move to the next part, breathing. For this you have to do an activity. Do this activity under the supervision of your teacher, and you can do nowadays in your supervision of parents. Okay. Close your nostrils and mouth tightly and look at watch. What did you feel after some time? How long were you able to keep both of them closed? Note down the time for which you could hold your breath. So now you know that you cannot survive for long without breathing. Breathing means taking in air rich in oxygen and giving out air rich in carbon dioxide with the help of respiratory organs. The taking of air rich in oxygen into the body is called inhalation, and giving out of air rich in carbon dioxide known as exhalation. As name says it, inhale means to get in oxygen, and exhale means to get out carbon dioxide. It is a continuous process which goes on all the time and throughout the life of an organism. Okay. Okay. The number of times a person breathes in a minute is termed as breathing rate. Okay, so what is breathing rate? The number of times a person breathes. During breathing, inhalation and exhalation takes place alternately. A breath means one inhalation plus one exhalation. Okay, so this is holding breath figure. How you like to find your breathing rate? Do you want to know whether it is constant or it changes according to the requirement of oxygen by the body? Let us find out by doing the following activity. Generally, we are not aware that we are breathing. However, if you try, you can count your rate of breathing. Breathe in and out normally. Find out how many times you breathe in and breathe out in a minute. Did you inhale the same number of times as you exhaled? Now count your breathing rate, number of breaths per minute. After breaks, walk, and after running. Record your breathing rate as soon as you finish and also after complete rest. Tabulate your findings and compare your breathing rates under different conditions with those of your classmates. From the above activity, you must have realized that whenever a person needs extra energy, he or she breathes faster. As a result, more oxygen is supplied to our cell, it speeds up the breakdown of food and more energy is released. Does this explain why do we feel hungry after a physical activity? When you feel drowsy, does your breathing rate slow down? Does your body receive sufficient oxygen? Okay, to get this answer, we will read from here in next class. Okay, so for before closing this class, on an average, an adult human being at rest breathes in and out 15 to 18 times in a minute. During heavy exercise, the breathing rate can increase up to 25 times per minute. While we exercise, not only do we breathe fast, we also take deep breaths and thus inhale more oxygen. Okay, so this is a general idea about, and you have to feel some changes in breathing rate under different condition. Okay, so you can write your name on name in normal condition. You can easily count your breathing time, okay, exhalation and inhalation after brisk of walk, and after running 100 meter your rate what, and at rest. Okay, so you can make this table very easily by comparing with your you can do this activity with your uh, on, okay, persons which are in your home. Okay, so meet you next class. Thank you.